I've been married to my wife, Bianca, for 5 years now. But for almost the entire time, for years, to be exact, I've had this uneasy feeling about her parents. At first, I thought maybe I was just overthinking things. They always seemed polite when I was around, hosting dinners, inviting us on family trips, and even giving us expensive gifts. Still, there was always something that felt off, like how they'd accidentally schedule important family events at the worst times. But before I dive into all that, let me say this. I've noticed the channel's been slowing down a bit lately. If you're here and you like these stories, hitting that subscribe button is the easiest way to show support. It's fast, it's free, and it really helps keep this community growing strong. Or how they'd constantly bring up Bianca's ex, Marcus, the guy who had this bright future in finance and came from a good family, as they loved to remind her. The first big red flag hit during our 3rd anniversary. We had a weekend trip planned, but out of nowhere, her mom was rushed to the hospital with chest pains. We had to cancel everything and go straight to the hospital. Thankfully, the doctors didn't find anything wrong, and somehow, her mom felt better right after we told everyone we weren't going on the trip. Then, just 2 months ago, things got worse. Bianca landed a dream job in another state, a position she'd been chasing for years. Moving would be a big step, but we were both excited to start fresh. That night, when we told her parents over dinner, her dad surprised us by offering Bianca a job at his company, with double the salary, if she decided to stay. When she hesitated, her mom started crying, saying she'd never get to see her grandchildren if we moved away. The thing is, we don't even have kids yet. What started as a job talk quickly turned into a full-blown argument. Her parents brought up every flaw they saw in our marriage, saying I couldn't give Bianca the life she deserved. Her dad even bluntly said, "We always knew this marriage was a mistake." Bianca was crushed, but still set on taking the job. Then, out of nowhere, the job offer from her dad's company disappeared without any explanation. That felt fishy to me, especially since I knew her dad's golf buddies were on the company's board. Just last week, I was using Bianca's laptop when a Facebook message popped up from her mom. I know I shouldn't have snooped, but the preview showed my name, so I clicked. What I read made my blood run cold. Her mom wrote, "Honey, I know you're upset about the job, but trust me, this is for the best. That position would have destroyed your marriage once you realized how much better you could do without him holding you back. Your dad and I just want what's best for you, and that's never been him. Remember how we helped with Marcus's situation? Sometimes parents have to step in. We've been patient for 5 years, waiting for you to come to your senses." I felt sick reading that. There were years of messages like this, all aimed at undermining me, our marriage, and Bianca's independence. They've been working to tear us apart from day one. I closed the laptop and haven't told Bianca a thing yet. Part of me wants to confront her with what I found. But another part worries that's exactly what they want, a huge fight where I look like the bad guy for invading her privacy. Lately, she's been distant, making secretive phone calls. Yesterday, she mentioned having lunch with her parents to talk about something important. I couldn't sleep that night. I just kept tossing and turning, wondering if this was the end of our marriage. The next day, I took off work to clear my head by cleaning the house. I even thought about making Bianca's favorite dinner as a peace offering. While vacuuming under our bed, I found a folder stuffed between the mattress and box spring. Inside were divorce papers, already filled out but unsigned. I sat down on the floor, staring at them, feeling like someone punched me right in the gut. I wanted to confront her immediately, but decided to wait until she got home. I spent the rest of the day in a fog, cleaning and cooking while rehearsing what to say. When Bianca came home late, she looked exhausted and guilty. I had dinner ready, but she said she'd already eaten with her parents. I couldn't hold it in any longer. "I found the divorce papers," I said, my voice steady even though inside I was shaking. She froze, her face turning pale. "You weren't supposed to find those yet. Were you planning to blindside me? Just hand me papers out of nowhere, after 5 years?" She looked genuinely confused. "What? No, that's not." "Wait, where did you find them?" "Under the bed, definitely not the smartest place to hide something." She shook her head quickly. "I didn't put those there. I've never even seen divorce papers before." That threw me for a loop. "Then why were they filled out with our personal details?" I asked. "I don't know," she said. "Can I see them?" I handed her the folder and watched her face as she flipped through the papers. Her confusion shifted to anger, then settled into a kind of shocked realization. "These aren't in my handwriting," she said quietly. "That's my mother's handwriting." I took the papers back and looked closer. She was right. The flowing, feminine script was nothing like Bianca's usual neat printing. "Why would your mom fill out divorce papers for us?" I asked. She sank down heavily at the kitchen table and said, "Because yesterday, I told them, I'm not leaving you. I told them I'm done letting them control my life. And if they can't respect my marriage, I'm cutting them off." I sat across from her, trying to process everything. "So today's lunch was their last-ditch effort to convince me I'm ruining your life. They brought up Marcus again, said he's single now and wants to reconnect. They even had a check ready, A fresh start, fun if I left you. She reached out and took my hand. I told them to go to hell. Relief washed over me, but I still felt confused. But you've been so distant lately. Those secret phone calls? She looked ashamed. I was talking to a therapist. And actually, to Marcus too. My heart sank. You? That's not like you. I called Marcus to figure out what really happened between us back then. He admitted that my parents had paid him to break things off when we were in college because they thought he was a distraction from my studies. Turns out, they've been controlling my relationships my entire life. I thought about the Facebook messages your mom mentioned, the ones about helping with Marcus's situation. I told Bianca, and her eyes went wide. What messages? She asked. Instead of getting angry, I admitted I saw the Facebook notification. She asked to see it, so we opened her laptop together. We found the message thread with her mother, and as she read through years of manipulative lies, her hands trembled with anger. They've been doing this behind my back our whole marriage, she whispered. Every time we hit a rough patch, every job opportunity that mysteriously disappeared, every argument that seemed to come out of nowhere. She scrolled back farther and gasped. Look at this one, right before our wedding. The message read, "We've talked with Pastor Caleb. He's ready to raise objections during the ceremony, like we planned. Your dad will fake a medical emergency as a backup, one way or another. We're stopping this wedding. You'll thank us later, sweetheart." I remembered that day, how the power at the church mysteriously went out, delaying everything. How her dad had to rush to the hospital with heart issues that turned out to be nothing more than indigestion. And how the pastor was replaced last minute because of a family emergency. They actually tried to stop our wedding. I said, still in disbelief. And they've been trying to tear us apart ever since. Bianca closed the laptop firmly. I'm done with them. Completely done. That night, we stayed up talking, trying to piece together 5 years of sabotage, how they'd schedule family events right when we had plans, show up unannounced during fights just to check on Bianca, and purposely bring up topics that would start arguments. What about the dream job? Did they really get it canceled? I asked. She nodded. My dad admitted it today. He called in a favor to have the offer pulled. That was the final straw for me, what pushed me over the edge with him. The next morning, the divorce papers that Bianca's mom had planted were gone. Instead, on our doorstep was a letter from her father, a desperate attempt to justify their actions. It said something like, "We only wanted to protect you from making the same mistakes your mom and I did. We settled for each other and have regretted it ever since. We stay together for appearances, but we've been unhappy for decades." Bianca crumpled the letter in her hand. They're just projecting their failed marriage onto us. We made the decision to move ahead with the job opportunity out of state. Bianca got in touch with the company, explained everything that had happened, and to our surprise, they were really understanding about the situation. The position was still open, and they were willing to give her another shot at the interview. But her parents weren't ready to back down yet. Just one day before her interview, someone smashed her car windows. Nothing was stolen, just enough damage to stop her from driving to the interview. When the police arrived, they found a note tucked under the windshield wiper that read, "Reconsider your choices." We couldn't prove it was her parents, but deep down, we both knew who was behind it. We rented a car so Bianca could make it to that interview, and she nailed it. She got the job. The night before we were supposed to move, her parents showed up at our door. Her mother was crying, and her father had a grim expression. "You can't leave," her mother said desperately. "Everything we've done has been for your own good." Bianca stood her ground. "I'm 30 years old. I get to decide what's best for me, and he'll never make you happy." Her father jumped in, insisting, "We've seen how he treats you." Bianca shot back, "You mean with respect and support? Unlike you too." Her mother's tears vanished instantly, her face hardening like stone. "We've invested too much in you to watch you throw your life away on him." Her mother snapped. "Invested?" Bianca laughed bitterly. "Is that what you call sabotaging every major choice I've made since I was 18? We paid for your education," her father said coldly. "Your first car. The down payment on this house." I stepped forward, reminding them, "Which we've been paying the mortgage on for 5 years. Her mother hissed, "We can take it all away. Everything we've given you." Bianca didn't even blink. "Take it. I'd rather have nothing with him than everything with strings attached." Her father pulled out his phone. One call, and that job offer disappears. Just like the last one. That's when I told them I'd been recording the whole conversation. "Go ahead. Make that call," I said. "And this recording goes straight to the police, the media, and the company's board of directors. I'm pretty sure they'd love to know about your interference with their hiring process." They stormed off in a rage, threatening lawsuits and worse. We didn't care. The next morning, we loaded our stuff into a moving truck and left town behind. They tried to trap us, but we got away. It's been 6 months now in our new city. Bianca's loving her job, and I found better work too. We've never been happier, free from all their manipulation. Her parents still try to reach her sometimes, emotional voicemails, extravagant gifts sent to our new place. Even relatives acting like flying monkeys, calling to gild her about breaking her mother's heart. But she doesn't respond to any of it. Then just yesterday, Bianca came home with news that made all of it worth it. "I'm pregnant," she said, glowing with joy. "And my parents will never meet our child." Some people might say it's harsh to cut grandparents out of their grandkids' life, but after everything we uncovered, the lengths they went to trying to destroy our marriage, planting divorce papers, killing job opportunities, turning family against family, we know we're doing what's right. They had their shot to be good parents to Bianca, and they blew it. We're not going to give them the chance to mess things up with our child the same way. Sometimes I catch myself wondering what would have happened if I hadn't stumbled across that Facebook message. If I hadn't found those divorce papers tucked away, we might have been pushed apart without ever knowing who was really behind all the trouble. But now we see clearly. And that knowledge gives us power, the power to spot manipulation, to set firm boundaries, and to protect the family we're building from anyone trying to tear it down. If you're reading this and something about your in-laws feels wrong, trust that feeling. Watch for repeated behavior, not just one-off moments. And never forget, marriage is between two people, not two people plus their parents. It took me 5 years to realize my in-laws were intentionally trying to wreck my marriage. Too late for some things, maybe, but it's never too late to take back control. We did exactly that. And honestly, we've never been happier.